The 21st movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been released, Captain Marvel, which means that Marvel is now officially old enough to drink, if you use Pokemon talk logic, which I use too much in the real world. Anyway, hello, my name is Owen Williams. This is the channel that, okay, I'm accepting it, it's never going to get a name. Today we're going to be talking about the movie Captain Marvel, which this is a candidate review, but I don't care. I'm posting it anyway. Captain Marvel is, as I said before, the 21st movie in the MCU, so how well did it live up to the other movies in the MCU? And, well, I feel like I have to only rate this against other first movies in the MCU, because if I rate it against Iron Man 3, of course, none of the characters going to be as developed, and if I rate it against Avengers, it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, let's get into this. If you're new to my review system, I go from bad to medium to good to comparing against the last movie that I reviewed on this channel, to saying which demographic likes it, to finally going through the rating. And I'll remember to go through the rating system this time, because it is not good when I forget, and I'm too lazy to re-record things. Anyway, let's go into the bad. So, I guess the main bad thing about this movie is, well, Kevin Feige says that, and this is not a quote, so you cannot sue me, that Captain Marvel is probably the most powerful Marvel character that we've ever seen, especially the most powerful hero we've ever seen. I'm not sure how she compares against Thanos, or maybe Dormammu, but in this movie, Captain Marvel is going up against people who kind of seem like normal people, strength levels, and she is an incredibly powerful superhero. She has, I don't want to go into abilities because then I would be spoiling it, and I don't want to, because some of the abilities, like, it's confusing and you need to see the movie to understand it. But she's incredibly powerful and doesn't seem to be, at any point during the movie, threatened. I mean, when the characters aren't around her, they don't seem safe. But when the characters are with her, they don't seem like there's any threat towards them, because she's so powerful and so much stronger than everyone else in the room. Of course, we kind of need a strong character, because we're getting villains in the MCU, like Dormammu, gods, Thanos himself, and they are all incredibly powerful, like reality-warping powerful. And if we just have Thor there, we can't just have Chris Hemsworth everywhere, no matter how much we want him everywhere. So of course we need other more powerful superheroes. So I understand why we needed one that's powerful like Captain Marvel, but it just seemed in this movie that she wasn't in any kind of danger whatsoever. The next thing that I didn't really like about the movie was the fight scenes, especially the third act one. There was so much happening that it was hard to follow and hard to understand everything. But that's really it. That's all the bad things in the movie. Going into the medium parts was the timeline. Some things happened in this movie, of course I can't say them because that would be a spoiler, that kind of just don't make sense if you think about the wider MCU and where they are currently in time. And that makes it really, really confusing, and you need to mention things before that haven't been mentioned. But I understand in comics, like the MCU, as it grows, there's going to be some points where it crosses over with other things and it kind of doesn't make sense. In comics, of course, every issue that comes out contradicts something that came out 30 years ago. So the MCU is going to get to that point where things contradict each other all the time, and I feel like this was kind of the beginning of that. But of course, getting this far in a movie franchise, which I think is the longest movie franchise of all time now, I'm not 100% sure though, will get to a point where they're going to contradict it. You have no choice in that. Anyway, going into the good, and the good was the characters. The characters of this movie were all really, really likable, all three-dimensional, and the villain didn't feel three-dimensional though. I guess Marvel sometimes does have a villain problem. I know, like, you have great villains in Marvel, like Thanos, and Loki, and just trying to think of another one. The one in Iron Man 1 who I can't remember the name of. Right now? No, that's Spider-Man. Well, you got the Spider-Man villain, Walker, he was great too. This movie, their villain kind of feels a bit, why are you doing this? But if you can, that's really the only bad character in this movie. Of course, Samuel L. Jackson is always incredible in whatever role he does. My friends and I now have this joke where Samuel L. Jackson has no idea what the plot of any movie he's acting in is. He just shows up and starts reacting to what the other characters say. And it's pretty much correct. He plays the role that he always does so well. And I think the only time I've seen him play a role that wasn't the badass hero was in Kingsman: The Secret Service, which is one of my favourite movies ever, and I absolutely despise the sequel, but that's a video for another day. Of course, Brie Larson's character, Captain Marvel, was really great during this movie, and while the trailers kind of made it seem like she wasn't going to have any personality, she definitely had a more interesting personality that was really interesting to look at, and you could see her character grow throughout the entire movie. I just realized I've been making hand gestures throughout all the videos I made on this channel, and you guys can't see what I'm doing at all. So that must be really weird if anyone's looking at me, which hopefully no one is. Anyway, also the side characters were all great, and while they didn't have time to develop, they of course were there and were really interesting characters to see. And then in the trailers you see Goose the cat, who is just the best part of the MCU. It was so great. I loved that cat throughout this whole movie. Anyway, I'm not going to be doing this normal thing I do every time. I'm going to be kind of putting Captain Marvel against other MCU films of the same genre of first movie in a series. And as a first movie in a series, I think it did really well. The MCU kind of has a problem of the first movie in the franchise seems to go downhill a lot. Captain America: The First Avenger is, a lot of people agree, is the worst Captain America movie. Trying to think. Ant-Man was pretty good. I really didn't like Doctor Strange, that first one. So to put it up against the first ones, I'd put it like very near the top. Like Black Panther, Spider-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy segment of it. I think it was one of the better first movies in the MCU. Out of the movies in the MCU, I'd say it was about, definitely still near the top, but like average top part. Anyway, getting ahead of myself. The movie's comparing against the last movie we saw, Isn't Too Romantic, this one was better on literally every level. The characters were more interesting. Well, Isn't It Romantic is a romantic comedy, but this one was funnier than I found myself laughing during Captain Marvel a lot more than I did when I was watching Isn't It Romantic. Going on to the demographic of people who like this film, anyone who likes superhero movies, you'll like this movie. There was nothing in this movie that I found that to hate at all, and if you just like superhero movies or action movies or whatever, I would definitely recommend this movie to you. And finally, to go through my scoring system, is the numbers is how well I think the movie was made, and the letters is how much I enjoyed it. I'm giving it a 4A, which is, well, the max is a 5A, and the reason it's not quite perfect on how the movie was made is because some of it felt too CGI in the final battle, and then, of course, as I mentioned before, there's some plot holes, but I really enjoyed this whole movie, and I definitely recommend this to almost anyone. So I hope you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next review, which I don't know when that's coming out. Sorry I haven't been uploading recently, but I've been busy with other things. I should be back on Skype now. Anyway, hope you all have a great day. See you on the next one, and goodbye.